Hello, welcome to the update. I'm Susie Thompson. Rex Airlines has grounded its 737 services across Australia. Shares in the company have been suspended as voluntary administrators have been appointed. Voluntary Administrator Sam Freeman says regional services won't be impacted.
Most importantly, Rex's regional Saab 340 flights are currently unaffected. This means that if you're flying on a regional route that is those operated by the Saab 340 planes, you aren't affected by this voluntary administration.
Taylor Swift says she's horrified by the UK knife attack, which has left 3 children dead and severely injured many more. The incident happened at a Tay-Tay-themed dance party at Southport. She says she will never be able to convey her sympathies for those families affected. Westpac customers are being told they'll only be contacted by banking staff via the mobile phone app. The bank is teaming up with Optus to help stamp out impersonation fraud. Phones will now display Westpac as a verified caller along with a reason for the call. Head of Fraud Prevention, Ben Young, says it's a world-leading initiative.
We don't know of anybody else who's done this, certainly not in Australia. But yeah, this idea of rebuilding that trust in telecommunications between parties is super important. And this is a great example of sort of a bank and a telco working together to deliver that.
There's further hope for people living with multiple sclerosis. Grants are being handed out today to researchers at universities in Tasmania, Melbourne and Sydney, aiming to increase knowledge of the nerve condition. MS Australia Head of Research Julia Morahan says priorities being placed on early detection as they attempt to stop or even reverse the illness.
And in fact, one of the projects that we are funding today is looking at a whole array of proteins to see whether or not we can find better ways to diagnose or identify new ways of treating MS. So we're very much on that path to try and reduce the time to diagnosis.
And premiers from across Australia are expressing their support for raising the age at which kids can access social media. New South Wales Premier Chris Minns and South Australian Premier Peter Malinauskas will hold a 2-day summit probing the harms social media has on young Australians. Sport and entertainment are next. In sport, it's been a disappointing end for our women's rugby sevens team in Paris, losing the bronze medal match to the USA by 2 points. Disappointment too for Aussie swimmer Lani Pallister. She's withdrawn from the women's 1500 metres freestyle heats after testing positive to COVID. She'll conserve her energy for the 4x200 metre freestyle relay. Better news for the men's water polo team, beating gold medal favourite Serbia 8-3. In entertainment news, following his legal win over the Rust trial, Alec Baldwin is back at work. The actor was seen with cameras rolling for a new TLC show, The Baldwins, which follows the famous family and their everyday lives. And R. Kelly is asking for his sex convictions to be overturned by the US Supreme Court. The disgraced singer claims his alleged acts occurred decades ago, so charges should be barred by the statute of limitations. He's accused of possessing child pornography and engaging in sexual acts with underage girls dating back to the mid to late 90s. And that is the latest from the Nova podcast team. We'll see you later on for another update. I'm Susie Thompson.